Thea Stilton, Big Trouble in the Big Apple. New York, here we come. Finally, the day of big trip arrived. Pamela, Violet, Paulina, Nikki packed their bags in a flash, but Colette took forever, trying to sneeze all her favorite outfits into one suitcase. How do you girls do it? She mouthed. The Thea Stilton had agreed to take only one bag each, since they would be staying at Pamela's family's house. Forget our bags. How will you find enough room for us? Violet has asked. Don't you have 12 rodents in your family, Pamela? So this is Pamela's family. Vince, Flo, Sam, Pam, Bella, George, Spike, Joe, Peggy, Gus, Papa Johnny, Grandpa Abel, and Mama Ganny. 13 including Grandpa Abby. Pam squeaked, smiling. He just moved into New York from Tanzania a few years ago. That's where my mom's family is from, but you haven't seen my house yet. It belonged to Frankie Torney. He had 18 children. Dad, when he was young, Frankie Torney. And who was this guy with so many children? He was my dad's boss, replied Pamela. He's one of who taught him all secrets of Geronimo pizza. When he decided to return to Italy, he sold the house and shop to my dad. And now my parents have put all the savings into return of Pizzaner. By now they must have finished working on it. I can't wait to see it looks. Pamela hugged her best friends. I'm so happy you are coming to the Big Apple, she squeaked excitedly. Colette blinked. What? You mean your house is shaped like a big apple? No, silly. The Big Apple is a nickname for New York City. Paulina giggled. Now it was Colette's turn to laugh. So, that's why they call it the Big Apple Marathon. I thought maybe they gave out apples after the race. She chuckled. Still laughing, the Thea sisters grabbed their bags and headed for the dock, where the ferry for Mouse Island was waiting. A huge banner greeted them. It read, Born by. The members of the Academy's athlete club stood below the banner waving. Good luck, Nikki, they yelled as the ferry sailed away. As the Mouseford Academy flag grew smaller and smaller behind them, the Thea sisters turned their attention forward. New York, here we come, shouted Pamela. Rodina Rousepaws. The new Mouse City Airport was a whirl of activity. Rodents scampered here and there, greeting loved ones, buying gifts at the airport shops, and munching on fast food. Nikki's head was spinning. Just then a tall mouseling with long legs zipped by. She was dressed in a Rat Rage Academy tracksuit. That must be Rodia Rousepaws, the athlete from Ratia. Nikki squeaked. Maybe we can go for a ride together before the marathon. But when Nikki introduced herself to Rhonda, the other mouse just stared. Good luck making the finish line, Nikki, she snorted. Then Rhonda joined the tall rodent with a mustache. He was carrying an enormous load of luggage and motoring for Rhoda to hurry. And that must be Clara Rousepaws, her father, Nikki said. He was rugby champion years ago. Now he is her coach. And he is very strict. Violet winked. If he taught her to run as well as she taught her good manners, then you're already 4 steps ahead of her, my dear Nikki. New York, New York. The 5 friends landed in New York. While it was still afternoon, unfortunately, when they arrived, New York was covered in clouds. Pamela paused as if the city was doing just to sprite her. She had wanted the city to look beautiful for her friends, but Nikki was thrilled. It's a good thing it's not sunny. I hope the sky stays cloudy until the marathon, she squeaked. There's nothing more exhausting than running 26 miles in the roasting sun. Pamela giggled. Nikki was right. Plus, even on cloudy day, New York City made her whiskers tingle. She led her friends through a maze of escalators and hallways to the airport exit, when her brother Vince would be waiting for them. But when they arrived, Vince was nowhere in sight. How could Vince be late today of all days? Pamela complained in frustration. Paulina was fascinated by all the rodents racing past. They were all over the world. She noticed a mouse chuckling a sign in his paws. It read, Thea Sisters, that's us, the mouselings cried, running up to the mouse. Hey there, the mouse said. My name is Sappy P. Zipter. But you can just call me Zipper. I am your ride to your destination, which I'm told is Tibika. He turned to Pamela and grabbed her suitcase. You are Pam, right? He guessed. Before Pam could answer, Zipper took off in a shot. Like the Thea sisters raced after him. They followed him to a bright yellow taxi cab, and climbed inside. Well, take a nice static road, okay? He suggested without waiting for a response. They hadn't even settled themselves on the seats before the taxi took off like a rocket, dallying between the cars through the city streets. The Thea sisters cried out in surprise. The only one he didn't even blink was Pamela, who sat calmly behind Zipper. Taxi. New York taxis are called yellow cabs because of their distinctive color. The first taxis were painted red, green, and then they were repainted yellow so they could be more easily identified as liquors. Mika. Today, there are more than 3,000 taxis operating in New York City. The other mice clung to their seats for dear life as the city sights whizzed by the outside their windows. They were almost too afraid to look. It sure is getting cold out, Zipper remarked. The wind is blowing from the north. Do you see how the clouds are moving? Pam raised her eyes into the sky. A beautiful pink and orange sunset appeared on the horizon. As the taxi turned onto a Brooklyn Bridge, the New York City skyline, with its famous stretch of skyscrapers, appeared before the Thea sisters. Zipper slowed down so they could enjoy the view. Look, everyone, Pamela sighed. Isn't the city beautiful? Wow, Nikki squeaked. Wow, Paulina, Violet, and Colette annoyed. Echoed. Pamela grinned. How could not anyone fall in love with New York City? So this was the story for today. Meet you in the next story. Bye bye.